you. I got to do a huge personal shout out here to my brand new guild that I was lucky enough to be voted Guildmaster for, Awakened. We just merged with one other guild. Shout out to Ragnar for that one right there. But very first territory war together, full clear. I was late getting this screen cap. I'm not gonna lie, I was still in bed. But we had 3 hours and 15 minutes, I think, left for our very first full clear, first territory war as a guild. So huge shout out to everyone in Awakened for absolutely crushing it this territory war. So same format as last video. Do a little bit of a roster review or not a roster review, a attack phase review from my point of view in my guild with Cali Killed Nox, so the Inglorious Banthas. We are currently struggling to clear an Imperial Trooper team. So again, when I stress, like, if you fuck up a battle and then you go ahead and just force quit it, call it good, you're not going to load turn meter for the rest of your guildies that have to come after it. So this right here, I mean, these bonuses to Imperial Troopers and especially Clone Troopers, this territory and the two before on the latter, two territory wars before, the bonuses are just absolutely insane. They're incredibly hard teams to get through, much less when something like this happens and now we're stuck on 7 battles with a ton of preloaded turn meter. So I'm sure we'll get through it. I mean, this guild has some incredibly deep rosters. So, and there's what, 2 hours left, right? Or an hour 58 left right now. And we're up a couple thousand points. Let's see. Yeah, hour 57 left, and we're up 4,200 points. So even if we stall out on an Imperial Trooper team that we really shouldn't stall out on, it should be fine, grand scheme of things. So with that said, let's get into this review right here. So this is so last video I was talking about hopefully I don't have any more embarrassing losses. I'm set on those. No embarrassing losses this round of Territory Wars. However, I do have some pretty embarrassing attacks. My bounty hunters on this account are terribly geared. They were just good enough to get Chewie at 6 stars, and I've since done a ton of work on them, and they're still decidedly average. Bounty hunters. This was as of this morning that Dengar is to gear 11 in the video. In this video, when he's against a Qui-Gon led Jedi team, he's gear 9. Bosk has been gear 12. Boba was to gear 11 this morning. I mean, he's gear 11 in one piece. Cad has been at gear 11. And see, I still got Greedo at level 9. Like, just the stun guns, the cuffs. Greedo's a nightmare to gear, and I just haven't really cared enough to gear him. And I mean, also, like, he's got green mods still. Boba still has a 4-star mod. Like, I really haven't paid enough attention to my bounty hunters, and that is what I'm going to go ahead and blame them being sufficient or significantly under geared than this Jedi team. That's what I'm going to go ahead and blame for this really sloppy win. Also, I forgot that Ezra and Qui-Gon both have dispels. I knew Ezra did. Not a huge Qui-Gon fan. I use him on the Tribes account occasionally just because he's a lot easier to gear up than Ezra. But I totally forgot that Qui-Gon had a dispel as well. And Greedo just got wrecked there. I mean, that's what happens when you take a gear 9 character against gear 12 Jedi. Like he's just not gonna win. But big thing with Cad especially is with his stun gun ability, removing protection against Jedi team. We were on this section their Basila Revan wall for a really long time, and I wasn't confident enough to take my bounty hunters against a Basila-led Jedi team, even though Z-Bosk is really, really good against Basila. So I took him against a pretty much full Gear 12 Qui-Gon team instead. And yeah, it's an easy win at the end of the day. It's just still sloppy, and it's 19 instead of 20 banners. All right, next one. So this one was probably one of my favorite battles the entire war. I know I've said it before, but Ewoks are one of probably my favorite team in the entire game. And so their bonus this territory war is they are all cooldowns are set to 0. So my Ewoks are actually overall probably better geared than my bounty hunters. Paploo's Gear 12, Wicket and Chirpa are both 2 and 3 pieces away from Gear 12. Elders Gear 10, Tebow Scout don't use, and then Logray's 8 short. A droid caller from Gear 9, but Logray is also 5 stars. I just have such an issue with how they have him farmable in the game that really hasn't been a priority. So these are, I've continued to work on my Ewoks, minus I think they were all Gear 9 or 10 when I unlocked 3PO. I have him at Gear 6 right now, or 6 stars on 3PO right now. But like I said, I love the Ewoks. Paploo's a super easy gear up to 12. And then Wicket, this MK6A stun gun is just a nightmare to deal with. So he'll probably be a while until I take him to 12. But this starts off really, really sloppy. Also, I realized watching the video afterwards that I wasn't paying near close enough attention. And 2 of my screw-ups here are because I select the wrong special for Paploo. I keep using his third ability instead of his second ability, and that one's a Dispel instead of his Taunt. So, not great. Does it work out in the end? Absolutely. It's a full 5 character win. Ewoks are awesome in this. The ability, yep, right here. Clear debuffs instead of his Taunt. But Ewoks are absolutely awesome in this. The 0 cooldown specials is incredibly fun. And the death by 1,000 paper cuts strategy to the nth degree. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what, yep, see, I used the wrong ability there again. At the end of the day, the same strategy applies, right? Kill General Kenobi first, or manage his turn meter, put buff immunity on him, because he gains that taunt whenever another ally is critically hit, right? So even though Old Ben is really what's going to mess with... Yeah, see, there's the 3rd time I've done that wrong ability. But even though Old Ben is the one that's really going to mess with the Ewoks by putting the ability block on them all, Kenobi is who you need to kill first. Because if I'm trying to kill Old Ben and I critically hit him, I just got to go through General Kenobi again, right? So it's significantly easier. Let Old Ben go, get his ability block off, kill General Kenobi, or again, ability or like buff immunity, whatever you got to do on General Kenobi, and then get rid of Old Ben after. And then after that, this the setup pretty much falls apart. And then the mass assist from Chirpa on a 0 cooldown it's just fun. Like getting to swarm your Ewoks continuously. I think that might be one of the coolest parts of this game. Like, don't worry about the clones and the Imperial Trooper mega buffs. But I mean, those things are just absolutely insane. I've got a video of my troopers against a full Gear 12 Zeta Night Sister team, and thank God for the absurd amount of revives that they get, because I messed up a couple times pretty bad in that fight, and I was still able to full clear them. But even just getting obliterated by an excellent Gear 12 plus Night Sister team with my troopers, I was still, just because the buff this territory war is so absurd. So, all right. So this one is pretty much the exact same. Too far. Exact same team that I used against the Traya squad last territory war. But same gear levels. Chewie and 3PO are still 6 stars. Poe and Chewie are still gear 11, and 3PO is 9 or 10. But Finn and Han are gear level 12. Relatively simple here. So stun lock Boba because you don't want the ability block going off, and then you're just going to burn through Bossk first. And after that, once Bossk's down, it's really pick and choose, or dealer's choice, however you want to say it, for just getting rid of all the bounty hunters. Attack whoever has expose open off of Poe's special, and roll from there. I mean, I don't think they get a turn the entire match. So if you really can control the exposes and you have a fast enough Poe, this team right here, it's not gonna hold anything on defense unless your opponent really screws up or doesn't know what they're doing against it. But really, you can chew through almost any team on defense with a really fast Poe and a solidly geared rest of the round out the lineup on that one. All right, so this is the sloppiest attack by far that I had. This is my resistance lineup, obviously, against a full gear 12 clone squad. And so my thought process was, with all the exposes, tenacity down, burning, speed down that the resistance lineup does, kill Rex first. With his tenacity up, really what makes the JTR lineup work is her expose and then reducing turn meter on all exposed enemies. So kill Rex first, they don't get the tenacity up. After that, keep 5s stun locked, because this is a Zeta 5. So every time he counters, regaining protection and extra turn meter, I believe. But these guys hit like an absolute truck. My plan went out the window borderline instantly. And really, I'm just lucky that JTR kept dodging. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. I got lucky that JTR kept dodging and avoiding all the attacks. But basically, I was using her third special, the mind wipe, to clear turn meter, and then slowly start picking them off. Avoid attacking 5s as much as possible because of the counter, and keep the foresight on R2. So wipe turn meter, and basically whittle them down. This is the Ewok strategy with fucking JTR. Death by 1,000 paper cuts here. So remove turn meter, attempt to stun, foresight on R2 and JTR now. Turn meter gone. Kill Cody. Now, because R2 has foresight, I'm good from the counterattack with 5s. And then Clone Sergeant kills him anyways, right? So now, this is... I was just like, you know what? It's this or nothing. So, one at a time onto the clones. And wiping turn meter and daze. The daze is key. And that dodge right there was key. Because now I can attack 5s and he has daze on, no counter. If this was any character other than JTR who couldn't apply daze, there's no way I would have won, right? Also the heal block and everything as well. And really just worked out that JTR was fast enough that she could get around 5s, or she always had foresight up, right? So incredibly sloppy win, 16 banners, but I 100% stand by it that the troopers and the clones, the defensive buffs are absurdly overpowered in the best way possible. There were 2 guys in Awakened. Let's see, do I have my phone? No, I don't have my other phone here. But one of them had 8 successful defenses with the clone team, and the other one had like 17 successful defenses with the clone team in our very first territory. And that's awesome. If you're forcing the other team to blow through that many squads right off the bat, I mean, you're set. And you saw on the recruiting photo that I did, they only got through 2 of our territories. and while we already full cleared him, right? I think the most we had anywhere to get through, I think it took us like 3 attempts to get through. But also beforehand, I told all of the guys in the guild with JTR, hey, make sure you save JTR for those clone teams. And we got lucky enough that their JTR team, or they didn't have enough clone teams to where we had to burn through all of our JTR teams. And that's really like the days, healing immunity, all that stuff. It's just too good against the clones. So if you don't have a really solid JTR team, then I honestly don't know what my second option would be fighting through those guys. But again, just like last time, Night Sisters against a full Zeta Bastila Jedi team. So this one, exact same principle. You're using Asajj's heal to clear buffs, killing General Kenobi, and get that plagues to start spreading. I think I lose a Night Sister here towards the end, but then I kill one of them with a basic attack, and then I still get, because under Talzin lead, revive to help damage on a basic attack, and if you kill it with a basic attack, then that character revives at like 50 or 75% health. So, yep, so there Talzin was down, killed Ezra with Asajj's basic, and now Talzin's back up. And then, yeah, it's pretty simple from here. Clear buffs, apply plague, and just slowly chew through. Oh, yep, there, and see, there's Mother down again, and Asajj. But let plague do the work, because Grandmaster Yoda is not going to, or Hermit Yoda, excuse me, not going to be able to heal everyone to full health to cleanse the plague. But yeah, so really, I mean, I've shown you guys this video a couple times before, so there's not much special at this point about beating Zeta Bastila teams with Night Sisters. If anyone has questions on it, though, be sure to shoot me a message either in-game or on Discord or in Twitch chat, and I can go into anything more in-depth that you guys want about the Night Sister team. All right, so this is my second attempt against a clone squad, and I decided to do basically stun lock them to death. So Palp, Thrawn, and then I was getting really weak towards my roster, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw my 5-star no Zeta Wampa in just for the days. And it really didn't matter because he died almost instantly. So this time I'm going to fracture 5s to avoid the counter because this team is all about AoE. And then I'm going to kill Rex first because, again, the tenacity up, that's what you want to avoid, especially if I'm trying to stun lock everyone and keep them dazed. Do not want tenacity up. So paper cuts, because these guys are absurdly strong. But death by paper cuts killed Rex, and yep, there goes Wampa. I'm always doing the Terminator swap from Thrawn to Palpatine because you want that AoE stun coming up as quick as possible. So yep, fracture 5s again, kill Rex. And that's good. It's basically going to rinse and repeat at this point, right? So full stuns, AoE, Culling Blade, kill Rex. I think Cody was who I went after next, or it might have been... Clone Sergeant. So Clone Sergeant is the big damage source for clone teams. So Clone Sergeant, I don't really know what Echo does. I think he held a gun to my head. I couldn't tell you what Echo does as a character in the game. But I do know that the Clone Sergeant is the damage. And that's pretty much the extent of it. So, yep, Clone Sergeant, Echo, let's see, Cody, and look, 5s has been stun locked pretty much the entire time. Avoid doing anything that gives 5s a chance to counter. And then fracture him again. Whittle him down. Game over eventually. And they are absurdly tanky and strong. Like, I love the squad buffs. Like, I'm so happy. It gives me such a better option planning territory wars, the defenses and everything. Because aside from these couple territory wars when everyone's been boosted out of their mind, um, there's like, what else am I gonna have people use with their clones? Like, yeah, you can throw them in a filler squad, but you have a half decent Jawa team and beat the clones. It seems, right? Like, there's really nothing special that they bring to the table aside from Rex's leadership, which is always going to be meta, and B, like a Zeta 5s and a General Kenobi Zaris lineup in Grand Arena, right? Like, other than that, like, there's not a ton of great options to use the clones. Also, this is probably where the troopers. So, my troopers were incredibly out. The Night Sisters were way faster than my troopers here, right? Took a huge gamble that the Endless Ranks buff was going to pay off. And thankfully it did. This is an excellent Night Sister team. It's incredibly fast, and if I didn't have this Endless Rank things, I would be absolutely toast. Like, there's no way that my troopers, the only reason my troopers won this and I didn't have an embarrassing loss like I was trying to avoid, is because of the Endless Ranks. Like, I think I lose all total. I think I lose 4 or 5 of them before I'm able to start breaking through this Night Sister team. But yeah, incredibly fast Night Sister team. And yep, that's 3 down, 4 down. And I think this is where it finally started working for me, because I was able to kill Talia with Deathmark, and then Mother's down, or excuse me, Mother's down. No, Old Daka's down. And that's the second revive out of the zombie. And yep, oh no, that was the second revive out of the zombie. So there we go. But again, I messed it up so bad, and at the end it doesn't even really matter, because my troopers are back at more stacks of Endless Ranks than they were when the battle started, right? Just because you kill zombie and pretty much rinse and repeat. So I am incredibly grateful for the buffs to Imperial troopers this round, because it saved my ass for sure. Yeah, and then I fucked that up there. I should have killed Mother Talzin instead of Old Daka. But it does, again, at this point, like, we see you're at 7 stacks of Endless Ranks. Every time you kill zombie, you get another stack of Endless Ranks. So troopers are even more of a zombie counter now. But it took me forever to burn through this Night Sister team. And almost 3 whole minutes to burn through a Night Sister team with, I think I'm up to 7 deaths now for my trooper team. So lesson learned, even if you are buffed to all hell with territory bonuses, do not underestimate incredibly fast Night Sisters. So that's, yeah, there we go. Keep dying. Yep, finally. So just over 3 minutes to finally get through that battle there. And that wraps up all of my videos from this phase of the Territory Wars. Again, great job to Awakened and to Inglorious Banthas on back-to-back territory wins. Great job. Actually, Awakened's first territory win. Our last one was with Oprah Savage. But like I said, doing the $50 iTunes / Google Play gift card giveaway once 25 subscribers on Twitch. And as always, thanks for stopping by and letting me ramble through my thoughts about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I'll see you all next time.